Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is still the Next Gen Connect show right here on Z 101.9 FM. My name is Jacqueline Ikio for you are Aya, but you can call me Jackie. And we've come to an exciting segment on our show. We have the interview session, and we have two amazing, young, great, I don't even know what to say. But then I'm not going to talk much. Today our topic is unlocking entrepreneurial potential and leadership insights from Enactus UG. Yes, when you hear UG, that's the University of Ghana, the premier university. I don't know about you, but it was a school I went to. If you don't understand, please argue with your phones. Yes. So I'm not going to bore you much there. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Yes. Their names and everything, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, it's lovely to have you guys.
The current president of Enactus University of Ghana. I am a third-year computer science student, and it's great to be here.
Okay.
My name is Ishmael Nuyamote. I am the currently outgoing president of Enactus University of Ghana. I read accounting, and yes, it's an honor to be here as well.
Ish. Pressure. Accounting and computer science. Guys, can you imagine? Yes. Okay, so we are going to go straight. What is Enactus Ghana? And what are some of its objectives?
Okay, so Enactus Ghana is part of a global committee of students, academics, and business leaders who seek to use entrepreneurial action to solve some community problems or create social impact. And some of our objectives are to empower students to be able to go to these communities, find what the problems are, and be able to churn out practical, sustainable solutions that contribute to the SDGs and also have that line of sustainability where we're able to make profits at the end. So at Enactus Global, we believe empowering students who take entrepreneurial action for others create a better world for us all. So that's just what we want to do.
Okay, amazing. And from what we know, you are from Enactus UG. Is that the only place where Enactus is?
Okay.
Or are there extra campuses?
So Enactus in Ghana is in over, I think, 20 universities.
Okay.
And it's a global organization that's in Ivy Leagues in over 33 countries. And as per how it runs, every campus has their own projects. Every campus has the solutions they are working on. And every year we have a national competition. Whoever wins for their country gets to represent at the World Cup. Okay. And so it's also another stage or platform that Enactus offers to young people.
Okay, that's amazing. So we'll go right into it. What inspired you to join Enactus Ghana? Or what inspired you to join Enactus UG, and how has the experience shaped your journey?
Yeah, so I quite remember I was in my first year. I remember my first year, the whole university experience was new to me. And I remember in one of my WhatsApp group, I saw a flyer, and it had an image of someone writing something, and I ignored the picture for the most part, but I read the caption, and then the caption just screamed service to community to me, and it was something that was quite new to me because it was very different from sort of everything that I'd seen from the university life at that point. And so that was just the initiative to give back to people that don't necessarily have the funding or the resources to do anything to solve the social and environmental issues that they face. And so going on that, I've been in Enactus, as I said, from my first year. My whole university life has been shaped by Enactus, and it's taught me a lot of things that I probably would not have been able to encounter in my university stay, particularly because of like the course I mentioned. I'm a computer science student. Like things that relate to like business and like project development are things that typically you wouldn't find computer science students doing. And so aside that, like personal like soft skills, one thing that is pretty common for people that join Enactus and leave is they always talk about like networking in terms of like making friends and Also, public speaking is also a very interesting thing. You find that a lot of people tend to like hide in their rooms when they get to university. They don't want to interact with people outside, like their course mates or their roommates, and even with their course mates, they just want to keep like a small group of friends that they just keep and go and do everything together. So Enactus sort of breaks down those barriers. It forces you to network with people, go to places that you wouldn't typically go to, do things that you wouldn't typically do, and just sort of give you the initiative to work for people. I would say that's what it's done for me.
Okay, that's amazing. Those who look down on networking, it's very important. So let's not belittle it. Yeah. So what has been some of the impactful projects that during your work? I mean, you are the former president for Enactus UG.
Okay.
What has been some of the impactful projects that you've been able to do during
Work
your
on? All right, thank you very much. So at Enactus University of Ghana, we've been working on 3 key areas for the past few years, which are plastic circularity, environmental sustainability, and then climate action or climate adaptation. And in that light, I'll just share 2 of our projects. So there's Upcrafts, and then there's Refab. So Upcrafts is a 3-phase project that seeks to solve or mitigate the problem of plastic pollution in the country. And what we do is to, 1, recover plastic waste from communities, 2, we process them into making eco-friendly bags, and then 3, we do sensitization, we do outreaches, and we try to promote the message of plastic circularity. And so working in that space has been challenging. It hasn't been a smooth journey or walk in the park, and it has taught all of us, I mean, as a team, the essence of collaboration. Has taught us has given us a new sense of why we do what we do, because realize that every day as you work on the projects, there are people who are really being impacted. There are people who believe in their dream, and it keeps reinforcing the need for students or young leaders to come up and then craft some of these solutions to our everyday problems. And then Refab is also a project that seeks to repurpose old clothes, so it's in the sustainable fashion space. I heard you mention an opportunity like that, and so we'll jump on it right after here.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And generally, it's been quite fulfilling being able to go out there, pull out the stops, and contribute to the social good. So, as he mentioned, the soft skills, publicity, working on. You see, we have different fields and different teams, and so you get to learn on the job. We have what we call experiential learning. You don't need to know it all. When you come, you have an extensive network of alumni who are also willing and able to teach you what you don't know, and that's been the experience so far.
Okay, amazing. I think towards the end of the show, if there are any Instagram pages or something.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the chance to speak on that. Okay. So moving on to the next, what role do you think entrepreneurship plays in addressing social and environmental challenges in Ghana?
Right, so I like to think of it this way, like no matter how beautiful your car is, no matter how nice your car is, if you happen to own a car, if you don't have petrol inside it's not going to take you anywhere. So entrepreneurship is sort of like the petrol in this instance in terms of addressing social and environmental issues. Entrepreneurship, it brings people together because you can't do everything on your own. It forces you to work with people. It also gives you like a feedback loop, because you are often trying to make money, but oftentimes, because of the nature of social and environmental issues, you find that you have to devote almost always your all to what you are trying to deal with. And so it sort of happens that your sustenance in a way depends on the entrepreneurial activity you are trying to work on in that space. So it almost handcuffs you to the social and environmental problem, because you're always trying to find a way to make more money, as all of us are trying to do. It forces you to think outside of the box, because you are trying to convince people to buy the products or buy the experience or buy the service that you are trying to use this social and environmental issue to work around, not only for yourself but also, as I said, for service to community. So yeah, that's what entrepreneurship does for us in this space.
Okay, that's amazing. That's an interesting one. So I mean, you are leaders. I want to ask what motivates you, because a lot of us, I'm I'm guilty. I'm part of it. We are always running from leadership positions because even before we get into the space, we are thinking about how we are going to manage these things, and they look big in our eyes. And even before we get there, we think we can't do it. So, what motivates you as leaders, and how do you face these challenges?
Okay, so the biggest motivation I always say comes from yourself. So we are day in, day out motivated by remembering why we do what we do. Okay. So Enactus UG is all about the social good, community impact, putting yourself out there and learning these skills for yourselves. When you have that at the back of your mind, I mean, the challenges will come. You just have that kind of backing to be unfazed. And then the team inspires us a lot. So surrounding yourself with people who also believe in what you're trying to promote, surrounding yourself with people who would be there to hold you when you're falling is all part of the whole process. And the mindset behind why you do what you do would also catch you anytime or any day you want to fall back. And I just say that we shouldn't give up when the challenges come, because there are a lot and they do come. You should have that temerity to be always up and doing on your toes. You will get hit, you fall, you stand up and you go again. I'm not going to say that it won't come, but then it's all part of the learning process. It's all what you get on the learning curve. So it's worth it at the end. That's what I'll just say.
Yeah, when you get hit, you get up. I think you mentioned, like, at the first point, you have to know the reason behind what you are doing.
Exactly.
So that keeps you motivated. And then you mentioned, like, being around people that you can. I think that's where the networking comes in. Yeah, like speaking with like-minded people, like say throwing things out, like, oh, this is the challenge I'm facing. How did you overcome it? I think that is also an important part. So, what skills or knowledge do you think most young entrepreneurs need to develop, and how can Enactus help that, or how is Enactus helping in the development of these skills?
Yeah, so with respect to skills and knowledge, I would say you probably just need perseverance and ownership of action. Perseverance in the sense that, like you mentioned, we have like national competitions and things like that. What they sort of teach you is that it's not necessarily when you sit down and say, okay, I have a test tomorrow, or I have this competition, or I want to start a business. That's when like your final product comes. Your final product sort of comes from like all the iterations you do, the late nights, like everything you put into it. And that's really one of the hardest things about entrepreneurship, because it's very difficult to keep going when it seems like there's no reason for doing what you are doing. And so that's really what is needed. With respect to knowledge at the beginning is not really what you need. What you need is the willingness to look for the knowledge with respect to the field that you are working in. Because like he mentioned, like the two projects that he mentioned, Upcraft, which is turning plastic into bags, and then Refab, which is turning like used clothes. These are things that are outside of our fields of study and fields of expertise completely. Me being like a computer science student and him being an accounting student, like these are things that you wouldn't really typically find us doing. But the willingness to want to partake, the willingness to actually impact, to whatever reason that you feel like you are doing whatever it is that you are doing it for, the willingness, just the willingness to want to do it is enough. So that and perseverance, and Enactus is really like spearheading it. There are lots of like similar organizations that try to harness potential. You mentioned some of them that like give grants and all of that. And what Enactus does is it sort of serves as a hub. So like people from diverse walks of life, people from like different occupations, they just come together and try and work for whatever they are passionate about. And that's what Enactus is, just like a container for everybody to come in and like just say, hey, we just want to do this, we want to change our country, we want to change our world, and so we are just here to do whatever it takes here.
Okay, so I had willingness, perseverance, and consistency. That's amazing. So you're a student, you're in 300, I think you're finishing this year. How do you balance academics with your leadership? Or for students, entrepreneurs, how do they balance the academics with their entrepreneurship or their work or whatever they are doing? How do you do that?
Okay, so I'd say it boils down to two main things: one, discipline, and then two, time management. You can't do with all of these as an entrepreneur. So you live and breathe discipline, time management, and at Enactus we actually teach or try and embody all these pointers. And so Enactus can be very time consuming or demanding. However, there's what we call the Eisenhower matrix, which helps you delegate or plan what you want to do according to a certain set standard. So there's what's important, what's not important, and then there's what's urgent, what's not urgent. And so the intersection between the nature of priorities of these tasks and rules you have determines how you schedule, how you delegate, or how you approach solving them. And so it doesn't only stay with you in leadership roles, but also transcends into your academics and helps you in your studies as well. So you have very disciplined. You know, this is the time I have to commit to my books, and this is the time I have to commit to my entrepreneurial activities. I have to commit to Enactus or my leadership roles. So people who think leadership is too demanding and try to shy away from it, I would definitely not say that. But at the end, it would end up translating into your studies. And so just keep at it, remain disciplined, and remain stick to your schedules. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, stick to your schedules, remain disciplined, and if you have people you can delegate some responsibilities to, you try and do that as well.
Yeah.
In your earlier contributions to the question I asked, you mentioned networking and all that. Have there been any program or any workshops or trainings that have been able to facilitate this networking and these collaborations with other people? What are some of the things Enactus offers, like yearly programs or anything? Let's hear from you.
Yeah, so what really it boils down to is that, like, Enactus is like a global organization. We have like each team has its own structure. We have like faculty advisors and a business advisory board. But I think most notably what we have is like a very large wealth of alumni, of former Enactus members, who you'd find work in various walks of life. They are very knowledgeable, and actually because of the nature of like social and environmental problems, you find that they have the passion to keep helping, even when like their corporate life sort of takes them away from like the front lines of the social and environmental problems. And so what we do is that we have like constant engagement with our alumni. We have alumni that are designers, we have alumni that work in banks, we have alumni that are tailors, basically from all sorts of lives, and we regularly engage with them through like the normal semester period. We are also lucky to have partnerships with other organizations, mostly through our alumni. They come and then we open our doors to people that aren't Enactus members, for them to come and learn things like how to turn like a business idea into a startup, how to go about applying for grants, and all of those things. Those are things that you sort of learn once you sort of get closer to Enactus, and that's what we do. Yeah. Okay.
So they have a large alumni base where they get opportunity to network and also collaborate. So what would be your advice for anyone who is interested in joining Enactus, like the students out there or any other person who is interested in joining Enactus?
Okay, so I would say run and join Enactus UG. It's that perfect opportunity to learn. You make mistakes and then you grow in a very supportive environment. And so if you are looking for that platform or that portal to grow, to contribute to your community, to pull out all the stops, to be the very best version of yourself, and to take local action to make global impacts, as we say at Enactus, we are the people for you. And you don't need to have it all figured out as you come. As I mentioned earlier, we have experiential learning, so we have people who support you. And right now we advocate using the internet a lot. Now we have IoTs that support this, AI. When there's a need for us to create a website and we don't even have the expertise, at least we can go and get some tips from here. We have alumni who can support and all of that. So run to Enactus if you are listening and you want to learn something in addition to, if you're a student and you want to learn something extra from your course, if you are not a student and you want to be able to contribute, we'll be able to fit you into our schedule and what we do. So just come as you are and we'll grow together.
Run, guys. Just run to Enactus.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I take from Bello his future plans for Enactus UG, I think I mentioned that I was going to give you the chance to state some Instagram or pages you have for Upcraft and the fiber. Refab.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So if there are any pages that you want to.
Yeah, so you can find us on almost all social media platforms. On Instagram, we are Enactus UG, that's ENACTUS UG _. On LinkedIn, you just have to search for Enactus University of Ghana. Same thing on Facebook and on X. And for Upcraft, you can search Upcraft _UPCRAFTS _, and you find Upcraft. You see pictures of our bags. You see a link to our storefronts where you can actually buy one of those bags made from plastic waste. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
Okay then. Okay. So now that you're the current president for Upcraft UG, what are your future plans for Upcraft?
My plan is to stick with the goals of Enactus. We are actually we have our motto sort of on the back of our t-shirts. So anytime you can just sort of just look at your t-shirts and see what we are trying to do. And so just sticking to that, but also expanding our project portfolio. We try to take in project submissions every semester actually. We take project ideas every semester and do our best to implement those projects. And we are looking at shifting from just being projects to being sustainable business ventures that operate and have a wider reach to impact people. We also launched the Eco Innovation Hub recently. I think it was this year. We launched the Eco Innovation Hub this year, and what it does is it sort of serves as a container inside a container for people with ideas on issues related particularly to environmental issues. So you can we are going to open our doors and let people come and learn from how we've been able to help the communities that we've been able to impact in these areas, so that we can, because at the end of the day, even though it's entrepreneurship, the total aim is not just money, because we want to change the world.
Yeah.
We want to change the world. So by expanding our knowledge base, by bringing in more people, we'll be able to do more and grow. Yeah. So that's my plan.
Amazing. All the best on your journey.
Thank you.
That has been an amazing one. So we've had the former president and the current president for Enactus UG right here on the studio. I want to say a big thank you to them for joining us. Okay, so before we go, yes, as our culture here, we ask for your advice for our listeners. So if any of you, I'll take from both of you anyway, so your advice for anyone listening.
Yeah, so my advice is to keep going. One thing I've sort of realized is it's very easy to give up, no matter whatever the situation might be. Even outside of entrepreneurial stuff, is academics, you are not enjoying the job you do. I think a lot of the times we fail to realize the opportunity we've been given in almost every situation we have. There are people that can't even move. It would shock you. People that can't move at all. They might have all the money in the world, but they can't even move. They can't talk. They can't enjoy all the money sitting in their bank accounts. Simply just the opportunity to be able to look around, to be able to see, to be able to talk, to be able to taste and smell. It's enough for you to be happy. So just keep going, no matter what it is. You just have to accept that there's a bigger plan in the pipeline. There's no reason for you to give up for any reason at all. Yeah.
All right, so I'd also like to add that you should stick to your passions. Those are very, very important. And just one of my very favorite quotes, never doubt that a group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. And so wherever you find yourself, whatever you do, just step up to the role, try and get people together, and then follow through your passions, and it will be worth it at the end. So,
no, that's
thanks
a great one. That's a great one. So guys, this has been the Next Gen Connect show, and I hope you took note of the amazing opportunities, and then this interview session has been an inspiring one from you. So we'll see you same time next week right here on Z 101.9 FM. It's a wrap.